Hey, how you doing? I am Gio. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully welcome back because we are on episode 2 of season 1 of Airwolf. Well, it's actually episode 3 because they consider the pilot to be episodes 1 and 2. The pilot was a full-length episode, so they named that episode 1 and 2. This is episode 3, but it is essentially the second episode, right? We got it. So if you want to watch the first episode, you can go back and check out the channel. So Airwolf. Airwolf is one of my beloved Saturday afternoon TV shows when I was a child, right? Except I remember nothing about it, so it's still first time watching it. I'm considering because although I know the pilots in the helicopter, right? It's an attack helicopter and guns and stuff like that. I know nothing about the storyline or any storylines or an underlying storyline. I remember some characters, but that's about it. So last episode we meet Stringfellow Hawk, who is, I guess, a retired pilot. Well, first of all, we meet Dr. Moffat, who has invented a attack helicopter called Airwolf, which, is capable of massive speeds and has a massive amount of firepower in it. And then Dr. Moffat, after testing, steals it and goes to Libya. In the firm, which I'm assuming is the CIA, because they kind of call it the CIA, go to Stringfellow Hawk, who is a retired pilot. And apparently, he must be involved in Airwolf at some point because they said, apart from Dr. Moffat, Hawk was the only man to fly Airwolf. So they hire him to steal it back, right? In the firm offer him $1 million, but they also sort of steal his priceless art collection from his house, just rob his house, clean out his art. Is a sort of blackmail, which you don't do. So Hawk goes to Libya, kills Dr. Moffat because Dr. Moffat turns out to have been psychotic, right? Dr. Moffat never went to Libya for riches or anything like that. He went there so he would be free to, do whatever he wanted, right? And what he wanted was some pretty sick stuff. He was like a deranged, sick man, right? And so Hawk in Dom, which co-pilot, go to Libya, steal Airwolf back. And they do steal it, by the way. They do steal it. They're not getting back to the farm. They've got it hidden. And, because the farm is part of the arrangement, Hawk, rather than money, what he's that might help him find his brother. His brother had gone missing in Vietnam. Was it Vietnam? Vietnam, I'm assuming. So to keep them to their bargain, because he doesn't trust them, because it's the fucking CIA. To keep him to his bargain, he's stealing Airwolf, and he's like, "Find my brother, and I'll give you your toy back." And the firm's handler, Archangel, he sort of says, "Well, cool, mate. That's all right. That's probably works out for the best, but you can work for us. I'll throw some jobs your way from time to time." So that's where we're at. This is the setup for the story, right? That's how we're gonna get different missions, I guess, right? And I've got to compare it to Street Hawk because they occupied sort of the same space in my memories. But Street Hawk, from what I've seen, I've done reactions to the entire Street Hawk series. There's only one. That's on the channel. You can go back to check out. The difference with this and Street Hawk, this seems a lot more serious, right? Street Hawk was clearly aimed at like an afternoon audience, like a children's thing. Right? It was no real violence, and it was all very easily. It was funny and it was cheesy and it was stupid, and this seems a lot more serious, right? I feel like. So, out of that is the setup. That is where we're at. So I wonder what Stringfellow Hawk is going to get up to this week. Let's find out. And mine just runs straight at the sand.
How'd you like to see your father? Huh? Come on.
Huh?
I know they taught you English before they shut down the orphanage, and I speak lousy Vietnamese.
You are Ho Minh Trong, right?
Answer
Blonde
my
hair,
question. How'd
blue
you like to
eyes.
see your father?
Nah. Mind you, sinner, though. I mean, like, I wouldn't have had to pass Hawk. Hawk likes a woman, does he?
9, Block 1. Prepare to retrograde in 10 seconds. Do I have a choice? 8 seconds. 6. Why can't we hover like turbos off? I need more power. Engaging rotors. I need more power. You've got it all. Abort. Give me back the turbos.
Forget fresh air. I'm talking about an American pilot who's going to steal our hottest tactical aircraft and deliver it to the Russians.
Somebody's got to stop him.
Yeah. And stealing aircraft is Hawk's specialty.
A multi-million-dollar plane is about to be handed over to the Russians, and your classification of the problem is shame.
Yeah.
I compliment you. Your mastery of silence is exceeded only by your facility at understate.
Yeah, there's me problems and there's you problems. This is a you problem, mate. That's a you problem.
You see, they're these bad guys, and they're called Russians.
Really?
Yeah, I think I heard of that.
Yeah. And your mindset.
What do they call us?
Varies in different parts of the world,
The
but
bad guys.
for the sake of this conversation, we'll call ourselves the good guys.
So how do you tell them from us?
That's easy. We wear white hats.
Yeah. Yeah. So, see, in the Westerns, early Westerns, the good guys wore white hats and the bad guys wore black hats. This is one of those things, right, for Hawk. He's got to just absolutely be reluctant to do anything, but he'll eventually do it. Every single episode, he's got to be like, that would do it, and then like he'll do it. Of course he will. Because why not? Oh, God. Already?
Do you still expect people to read your silences?
Huh?
If I don't know what to say.
Hello?
Did you look for me?
Mate, he's been too busy looking for his brother. You're way doing the fucking list.
Now you just sign the visa and say goodbye. Because I know what your orders are.
It's like just fucking Botox. Like his forehead is breathtaking.
You know, I've been wearing blue uniform since my first shave. Yeah. No, I've been into this wave the flag and go for broke business since I traded in my virginity for a pair of wings.
Seems like he's seems like us a guy who's losing faith with the military. Right?
That's what your orders say, but you got about as much business doing that as I do shuttling a Huey. They brought you back, recalled you for this one mission.
How do you know?
My wife is General Macello's secretary. I also know your orders didn't come from Air Force HQ.
Fuck
They
me.
came from Washington. Langley, to be exact.
She can lose her job digging into things.
Yeah,
like
mate,
that.
your wife's about to get
I
fired.
don't think so. You and Nihon were too close for you to do something like that to her.
Oh. Lee Young's his wife. Oh. 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 That makes it interesting, right?
Functioning. High-speed surveillance. I can't reach it. Loosen your shoulder straps and check the negative displacer. MiGs on R6.
Ha, you prick. You prick.
Something just ain't right out there.
Is this just like an initiation, or is this something more sinister? Is this just like a welcome to the club sort of thing?
I got both of them. And me.
Roper is married to a Vietnamese national, not out of the ordinary, but when you requested information on her through your janitor, I had her checked into more thoroughly.
Guess it means I talk too much.
Rare, but a fact. Mrs. Roper has a child, an Amerasian son. She's been trying to get him to the States ever since she first arrived here.
Mothers have been known to do that.
It seems he's now a ward of the USSR, with the cooperation of the VC government. Homin has been transported to a Russian air base at Omrklat, Russia.
Oh, he's a Russian airbase. A Russian airbase. Oh.
Is only 180 miles from Alaska. One of the planes is scheduled to be delivered to Shemya Air Force Base in Alaska.
And Roper's the pilot.
Not yet. But since he's the commander, he makes out the duty chart.
Oh. So Roper's got to fly to Alaska with a plane and take a boy back.
You expect me to just sit back and let him?
I'll guarantee no plane will be turned over to the Russians.
You're not co-signing an auto loan. Your guarantee is not enough.
It'll have to be.
And if it's not?
So the kids in the USSR, Roper has got to see an American plane, delivery is a swap for the boy, right? Got
Южный. Он повернет на запад и будет на нашей территории до того, как Соединенные Штаты смогут поймать его на радар.
Считаете, что это может быть ловушка? Западня?
бабушка.
Ну так что? Все, что ветеранные расходы.
Mister, could you tell me something?
You hungry again?
Yeah, that too. But it's about this picture.
Why has he got makeup on?
Yeah? What about it?
Could you tell me which one is my father?
Which one would you like it to be?
Any one of them is okay.
None of them, mate. None of them's your father.
You really think you can pull this off?
I figured I'd make a navigational error and be forced down in their territory. In time, I'd be exchanged.
You said you'd ditch the plane before you turn it over.
That's exactly what I was going to do. I'm gonna call an emergency and have to ditch before I get to the island. I figured they would give me my boy just for trying.
No, mate. Mate, are you mental? Are you mental? They'll give you the boy back for trying. Fucking hell. Mate, he's not naive. He is not that naive.
A man has a right to see his son.
Whose son is it, though?
We're just past the point of no return. Roger.
Yeah. Very inconspicuous. Look at that. Beautiful.
That ought to warm you up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, they got away with it so far.
Sure. Now all we have to do is attack Russia, steal a kid, and try not to get caught by our own government.
There
In
you
the
go.
meantime, I still don't know what all these knobs and buttons are for. Hey, what's that?
Turn on the descrambler.
Oh, sure. No, that's not the one. Okay, which one is it?
Upper left. Right next to the strike missiles. Be careful.
Yeah. Very careful.
I'd like to see you bring the boy back, but we've got to keep the plane.
Amazing. Behind that impeccable white suit beats a heart.
I like you bringing boy back, but bring a train back. I like you to bring the boy back, but bring the plane back as well. But if it came down to it, he'd rather have the plane, right? He wants the plane back more.
Hey, why not let those people mow their own lawns, huh?
Increasing speed.
Вы же находитесь в позиции.
Пусть они пока держат дистанцию.
Units are in position, so basically they're just got to steal it.
Не при себе никакой ценности.
Yeah, so it looks like Hooper was getting double crossed in there.
Hey, invite anyone else on this trip?
How many?
4. The readout says MiG-23 20 miles away.
MiG-23s.
Now will you act a little worried?
Brilliant. Airwolf against 4 MiGs.
3 low buildings, some equipment, and a radar trailer.
Which one shows the most heat on the scanner?
The one on the west end, giving off the hottest signals.
That's where our man will be. I'll blind him, you make him deaf.
You're forgetting the MiGs.
We'll send him a decoy missile to chase. You ready?
Will you take no for an answer?
They're actually chasing it.
They're deaf, but they're not blind.
We're coming in like a jet. Another procedure.
I know we never did it right once.
It's always the first time.
Back for the land of hamburgers and heartburn.
Oh, kid's very happy, isn't he? Kid's not worried about the explosions and the gunfire. He's just like... Easy. Piece of cake. Absolute piece of cake. Hey mate, if you got none. You got none. You're getting court-martialed.
Are you my father?
Maybe. Say no.
You'll know him when you see him.
It's about time for some truth about Ho Min.
Ho Min's last name is Roper. It always has been.
I guess I gotta live with that answer.
Yeah, that's nearly the answer though, is it?
It's the only answer I'll ever give.
I guess that's not answering the question though. At all. So it's episode 2 done. It was called Daddy's Gone a Hunting. Last week's enemies was Libyans. This week's enemies is Russians. I love the little speech they give at the start, which is sort of funny. Like looking back, because when you were a child, it was pretty much the truth. Good guys and bad guys, right? The Russians are bad guys and we're the good guys. Like, mate, you're the CIA. Like, whatever you think of the country, the CIA is never the good guys, right? So we'll come up with some convoluted story about some Vietnamese woman whose son is still in Vietnam, and her American husband has got to swap a plane to the Russians for the boy. But, the Russians were never going to go for it. The guy wasn't going to do that. The guy was going to ditch the plane in hope that the Russians give him the boy for trying, plus give him a ride back. Return to America with the boy for trying, because it doesn't matter, mate, you tried, right? Like, how fucking naive is that guy? And Hawk gets involved in, he's supposed to stop it from happening or find out what the plan is, but he decides to intervene and rescue the boy. And it was the easiest rescue mission you've ever seen in your life. They fly in, land, Dominic runs in, says to the boy, you want to get some hamburgers? And the boy's like, picks him up and runs to the helicopter, right? And that's basically the story. It was just good old-fashioned 1980s bullshit, right? It really was. But yeah, it was great. It's, none too toxic, none too strenuous. Just the good guys when. By good guys, I mean the guys in the helicopter in the nation states. So, thank you for watching. Everybody, thank you for comments, thank you for subscribing, thank you to the guys in Patreon. I appreciate you. And that was episode 2, episode 3. And I'll catch you for the next one.